Welcome back, everybody. Today, we've got a little something special for you. We got the collaboration, Carroll and Carthage together for a little bit of LAN League of Legends. Today, here with my co-host, Laskardu.
Yes, hi, it's me, Jake Laskardu from Carroll University. I'm here with Nat today. I'm very excited to be here with you today. I love casting with people, and I'm really excited to see who comes out with the dub here today.
Absolutely. Should be an exciting match. Right after some Overwatch. How was that?
It was very fun. It was just a scrim, so we definitely had a little bit of fun. But
yeah.
Carthage took out the dub. Congratulations to them.
Thank you. Appreciate it. It was a well-fought game.
Absolutely. I played tank, man. I don't play that position.
Okay.
So like, what the heck was I doing? I was just having a grand old time. So
okay, that's fair. That's fair. How is I've paid a ton of attention to Carroll throughout the League of Legends season. How have they been doing?
They are currently, I think both are currently tied. I think both are 2-3. I think we did face a loss last game.
Okay.
It was very close though. When they've been able to win their games though, it's been rotating a lot around the mid lane and the jungle. I know the two players there, Green Runner in the mid lane and Dio in the jungle. They are very close friends, and so they play a lot together. And so a lot of it is rotating around the mid lane. So how about for Carthage? How's it going for you?
Pretty well. 2 and 3, very similar.
Yes.
For us, it's been a lot of bot lane presence. Fyro and Pac have been absolutely outstanding throughout the season. They've been winning their lane when they need to, playing scaling. They've been very flexible. Recently introducing some more engage picks. A lot of enchanter lanes in the bot lane for us. Recently, though, a lot of engage going on as well. Mid lane's been mainly a lot of scaling, a lot of chilling out and scaling. Jungle's been some engage, some early game ganking, and top lane's been weak side. So into the picks and bans here, we got Lux ban for the Pioneers.
It's an interesting ban coming out of Carroll, because I know that's one of our support players' best, but I'm not sure if that's a strategic ban or a counter ban for them.
Yeah, it's definitely a staple pick of Pac in the bot lane.
That's
their supports. It's one of our supports' main picks there. Zach ban, very strong pick.
I expected that for Dio, because he's been playing so much Zach, and his win rate is just crazy on it right now.
Ooh, also the Lulu and Yasuo going to be there for the Firebirds. Wow, these are rapid fire.
They're very fast, I
have to say, I do really like these bans here from the Pioneers. I feel like it really shuts down a lot of what the Firebirds have been looking to do throughout the season.
Absolutely.
Fyro, top 200 Xayah at one point, I believe.
Oh my goodness,
very, very good Xayah player. And now these picks and bans are flying along. We got a move ban. You talked about that before, something you'd like to see. Sorry about that.
Oh, it happens, man.
Ornn picked up for the top side.
I like that Ornn pick. I like that a lot.
Very, very strong pick. Great weak side champion. Fantastic scaling. Once you hit 6, too, the amount of impact you have across the map is absolutely massive.
Absolutely. It's unfortunate that we won't get to see any synergy between a Yasuo and an Ornn, though, because those knockups can be really nice.
Oh, absolutely. Now we see Sedge
hovered.
Sedge picked. So, really good pick. I'm sure you said you were talking to... You were looking at Worlds.
Yes.
You know, Sedge, great flex pick. Can go either top or jungle.
Top or jungle.
I don't know how the Ornn matchup is. I'd imagine it's fairly good considering the % max health magic damage.
Seraphine and a Nami.
Going for the blind Seraphine here. I'm not usually a huge fan, but it's been, once again, these enchanters have been an absolute staple here of our bot lane.
I feel like enchanters have been very strong. I feel like the only character we're seeing that's not an enchanter that's still having a huge impact is Nautilus, but I feel like he always just does. So
absolutely. Ooh, okay. So Nami Volley going to be here. So this Volley is pretty much certainly in the jungle.
Yes, yeah.
Holding AD and mid counter picks. How do you like that after watching Carroll all these years?
I think that Green Runner has a pretty deep champ pool, and I think that they play for last pick on him and just say he'll pick whatever. We weren't sure. We thought if bans were going to come out, they were going to be either for jungle or for mid lane, and we were just going to play for the opposite. Whatever was banned out, we were going to play for the opposite. So I think that whatever Skeeter our AD picks up will have good impact, but I think it's really important. This mid pick is going to be important. MF ban.
Great ban. Such a strong champion, especially into Zeri. Somebody who's able to slow her, lock her down, especially for a Nami, too. Like, just that follow-up is really, really strong. The amount of damage that Nami can output early game is pretty impressive, even into a Seraphine with all that shielding. Zeri is not something that I would usually cheer for as far as a blind pick. I think that you need to protect this champion. It's just too weak in lane. But here, I've seen too many. I've talked too many times about Fyro looking at this champion, going blind pick Zeri, and then winning lane. So I'm just not going to say anything.
I think at this point, if you're playing, you either got. I mean, Zeri wants to be a little bit closer. She's more in the mid range than in the long range. So I mean, maybe you pick something. I've heard that they've been talking about picking up the Caitlyn, trying to play the Caitlyn. Maybe you pick up that. I don't know how well that would go with the Nami though.
If they play it, I mean, the Lucian pick would be absolutely devastating here.
Yes.
I think Lucian Nami into Zeri is pretty unplayable. So if they do opt for that, I think it's a great pick. Do you know if they play the Lucian, though?
There is not a whole ton of Lucian on the side of our ADC. And so I'd be interested to see it. I think it'd be fantastic because I think the Zeri Seraphine is very strong. There's especially early on, I think if you just hit some of that CC on the side of Seraphine, you can take early picks and dominate lane. So you really, I mean,
that's fair.
You've got to rely on Lucian's minimal movement.
It's a ton of burst. I think that across the board, Lucian is considered to be much stronger in the early game than Zeri. I think Zeri is one of the hyper carry champions, so pretty weak in the early game. But once you get to that late game, I mean, you see
scaling,
absolute monster, teamfight monster. You cannot touch her.
Okay.
Ooh. Not sure I love the Samira.
Not sure I do either. I was gonna say
it's a little unorthodox. I usually see Samira with these engaged champions.
Yeah, I was gonna say you see a Nautilus. I've seen Samira's Zach has been something that's been, and then a Yone pick.
Definitely a lot of skirmishing here from the side of the Pioneers. So
absolutely,
it's a little disjointed of a draft almost. Just because
I would agree. I would absolutely agree.
You see the Ornn, you see the Samira even, and you think like, okay, we're scaling, we're trying to play for team fights, but then you look at the Nami, the Volibear. Yone can kind of go both ways, where it's like this early game, mid game skirmish champion and this late game carry, but it just feels like they don't have a set style that they're looking for.
No, definitely. I mean, you could potentially say we're building this comp to play around team fights, and that's really what we're going for here.
Yeah.
I mean, you've got the Ornn knockup, you've got the Nami knockup, you've got the Volibear alt, you've got enough CC there that I could argue possibly for a team fight.
No, that's true. The only real issue for me is this Volibear pick, where you usually want some champion that's going to be roaming around. You need to have a strong mid laner to pair with this Volibear so you can start diving these side lanes, because Volibear isn't great in these team fights. He's got this one piece of utility.
Absolutely.
He's got that stun, and obviously he can survive for a really long time. He can kind of be a frontliner. But as far as the value that he brings to a team fight, I think the Viego is definitely a pick that's going to bring more.
Absolutely. And I think you're running Ornn and Volibear there. You've got two very tanky champs there. I mean, you've got Sedge on the other side to soak up some damage, but I feel like there's a lot more shred.
That's true.
I mean, Zeri can shred. I think Viego has a good chance, depending on what build, to shred a lot there too. Sylas can shred. I think that it could be a little dangerous on the side of Carroll to have those two tanks in the lineup here.
Yeah, one thing I'd like to look at from the Firebird side as far as critiques, I'm not a huge fan of this Sylas counterpick into the Yone. I'm pretty sure that a lot of players, a lot of mid lane players would like this Yone into Sylas matchup. So the fact that they were waiting for this counterpick and then give this kind of, I'm not going to say mediocre, but not ideal counterpick. Like usually you're looking at like even a set, like set into a lot of these melee champions is ridiculous. But this is just not something that Happy Samoyed has played throughout the season, and Sylas is something we've seen. So maybe this is just kind of like the, okay, this Yone is not something that we have a fantastic answer to, but this Sylas is the best we've got.
I'm really curious to see for the Sylas though how he incorporates stealing the alts, because we've played into a couple Sylases before, and it can be devastating when you see the Ram coming towards you.
That's true.
When they call the Forge God and you don't.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see. That's one of my favorite things about watching Sylas, even if it's not necessarily the greatest pick. Just the ability to like use those alts.
Absolutely.
Even if you're not playing your lane that well, but you're using your alts well, I think that can be devastating.
100%. And one thing, even though the lane matchup might not be that good for Sylas into Yone, I think Sylas grabbing that Ornn ultimate in these team fights is fantastic. I mean, that's one of those champions, probably up there with like a Mumu and Alistar, where if you see the Ornn on the other team, it's like, okay, Sylas is definitely something we should look at here.
Well, and if you're thinking, okay, I have my ult and we're going to engage here, and then all of a sudden it's flipped on you and the Sylas decides that they're going to engage first. And it's usually the team that engages, has the plan and engages first, they have the advantage. They don't always win depending on, how much damage you're pumping out, but they have the advantage for the most part.
Absolutely, absolutely. Oh.
Is that a possible mispick?
Oh, they meant to ban it. They thought they were banning it.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
I was like,
I was like, huh. I didn't see a Vladimir up there.
Well, and that's also a super odd pick for Tilted in the top.
Oh, really?
He is mostly he's mostly playing those tank tops.
Okay,
and
weak side.
And so I one of my critiques of watching the team play for the most part has been I'd like to see some more brawling out of them, something a little less. I mean, you can still have something, you've got champs that are tanky, but just, bring it to a more, like even if you play like a Darius or like a set. You know, you're getting into them more rather than
more variety.
Yes, I'm gonna soak up all this damage.
Proactivity, maybe.
Yes,
Okay.
it's exactly because it's just. I've heard it from his mouth himself. He enjoys just not being able to die, but I think a little bit more like damage output. I know they've been messing with the GP a little bit. I think that could be very useful.
IPP is extremely strong right now. I do a lot, especially into a lot of these tanks that we're seeing in the Ornn, the Sejuani. I mean,
and the crit on the GP is crazy.
It's ridiculous. Yeah. So today, I think we're gonna look to see if they pick the Vladimir again here in the top lane. Just really try to switch it up on Carthage. I mean, they're both red, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a common misconception. Like.
No, I'm really sad that we're not seeing the Amumu. I think there was a patch and Amumu shift. He wasn't being played in jungle that much. He kind of wasn't being seen. All of a sudden, it's like we're gonna play Amumu in support, and he's gonna have massive impact. And I think it's so funny.
I think that Amumu is probably one of the most underrated supports right now. I think that there is so little counterplay in these team fights, and even in lane. Once you hit level 6, the amount of CC that it can put down is absolutely ridiculous. The only downside is that Sylas is in the game.
Yep.
Or like it's just that good.
It's to exist.
Exactly. Yes.
I am a little bit nervous about, you brought up the volley pick, and one other thing I'm nervous about the volley pick is if this game goes into, you know, if we're pushing 25, if we're pushing 30,
once we get past that 30-minute mark,
Volibear is going to fall off, and the rest of the team luckily scales pretty decently. I mean, Ornn has that ability to upgrade the mythics. Yone is just the dumb character.
Ornn, Yone, and Samir all scale very well. Yeah.
So they'll scale very well. But I'm worried because I think that they're looking for impact in the jungle, and if they don't take that impact early on, they're not going to see the game go the way they want it to. So that's something that personally worries me, because that Zeri's going to scale, that Styles is going to scale, that Viego is going to scale pretty decently. I worry for that. So.
I think, and I agree. I think the main thing that we're looking at here is how they handle this early to mid game transition. Because this Volibear, as we talked about, super strong in that early game. That point and click CC, the amount of damage and survivability that he has in these skirmishes is so good. But once you transition to this mid game, Sylas hits power spike, Viego hits 2-headed power spike. That Volibear cannot deal with that. Like these two champions have, especially Viego, the amount of max health, like percent max health damage that it has in the Blade of the Ruined King, and I'm assuming he's going to go Divine Sunder this game.
Absolutely,
is very strong. So they really need to have this Yone go mid, get mid ahead, and start playing around these side lanes. Start diving for this Samira, get this Samira ahead.
Carroll's going to have to play super just... They're going to have to constantly be morphing how they're playing. I'm realizing this now, because I mentioned the Sylas, but I wasn't even thinking about the Viego. They're constantly going to have to think about how they're going to be playing their team fights, because I commented on how maybe we're arguing that there's sort of a team comp fight here, but if they're constantly having to worry about their opponents using the same abilities as them, it's going to change everything that you're doing in team fights. And I think that can be devastating. If you're going in and thinking one thing is going to happen and immediately it shifts, it can be very difficult to mold your team around that, especially when you sort of got an agenda here. You know what you're going to do. You're going to go in. Either your Volibear is going to initiate. You're going to initiate with a.
I expect the Ornn's going to initiate.
Yes, you're going to initiate with an Ornn ult, something like that, and you're going to wait for your Samira to build up ult, and you're going to Samira ult. Like that's kind of what you're going for. Like I mean, that's your general outline. And so if that's constantly changing because you don't have your ult, you are playing into a Viego who has already transformed. It just can mess everything up, and so I'm nervous to see the team fights, but I'm also excited because if things go well, there could be some big wipes on both sides.
Absolutely. So far a slight draft edge to Carthage. I think we can agree here.
Absolutely. No.
But going at very high variance game, the Volibear can bring a ton of impact. But we're gonna go to a short spectator delay break. We'll be right back with you for this exciting LAN event. See you then.
The high Weakness shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, you're kidding me!
Donut S. Donut right behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh,
that was disgusting.
right, welcome back with ya. Here with Blaskerdo.
It's okay. We just met today.
Exactly, yeah.
I can't expect you to memorize my name.
That's right. The chemistry is still on point, though.
Absolutely. I'm so happy to be here. I'm literally so excited.
Exciting game coming up for you. Couple of I like to always look at the summoner spells, runes, see if there's anything different. Usually, I feel like you're going to see a lot of press the attack out of a Volibear, but Conqueror's not out of the ordinary at all. The only real thing that's abnormal, I would say, is usually if you're going like a Samira, Nami. I feel like this lane really wants to have that aggression in the early game. So I feel like going Ignite Exhaust might have been a better pick.
I agree. I think that the pick on the side, the picks for bot lane summoner spells, I think you are happy with the exhaust. I don't think you really feel the need to take a cleanse here. There's not so much CC that you feel uncomfortable with it. So I think you're comfortable with what you got there. Got a little party going on.
Yeah, a little bit of dancing, a lot of good skins. That's what my usual co-host likes talking about. He loves talking about the skins.
Love skins. And I always joke, I'm like, who has skin advantage? You know, like who's winning based purely on skins.
Who do you think has skin advantage? I didn't see what Ornn had. That's the issue.
Yeah, I think Ornn was dry. I think there was no skin on Ornn.
Oh,
yeah,
that
which makes me a little sad because he's got really good skins. I really like, as much as I don't like, we talked that we don't like the Volibear pick very much. I do like Duality Dragon.
It's a really good skin.
Cool.
Yeah, it's a really good skin.
I like for the spooky season, the Witch, Nami. I think that's good.
Bewitching?
Yeah, Bewitching. Yeah, it's very good. Obvious red start here for the Volibear. Gonna get a leash from bot lane.
Yep, very common stuff here. Judging based on the color of your skin is interesting. Let's move on here, back to the clears. So very, very standard clears for both. I'm going from bot to top, just trying to get that isolated top lane ahead. I think that getting either the Ornn or the Sejuani ahead in this matchup could be a good choice, even though they're traditionally these weak side top laners, just because these are both champions that do a surprising amount of damage.
I agree. I think it's a little weird, though, to think you're kind of playing two very tanky characters. I'd argue that Sejuani is a little bit more brawly, but I think if you get if you end your brittle combo on the Ornn, that's what you're looking to do in the early game here. You're looking to get them brittle, you're looking to get as much damage, you're looking to just back them off the wave. Early engage here from Green Runner.
Early game trading all the way around. About what we expected in the bot lane. Fire taking a lot of chunk here from that Samira Nami. The W is just such free damage, such great trading choice in the early game. And now we see a really good choice here from Pawsey Guy. Despite the fact he's kind of getting pushed in badly, losing a little bit of CS here. A little bit. The advantage is, as we talked about before, both junglers are going to top lane. But now we see a little bit of gank here from Deodu running towards Heavy Smite in the mid lane. We are panned away now. Great trading here on the top side. I'm going to assume that Heavy Smite got away.
Yes.
Did have to use Flash, though.
Used Flash. Didn't have to worry about anything else, though, after the Flash. That was a good combo. Got the brittle. Was able to take Pawsey there. About to half health.
Pawsey Bear.
Pawsey there.
Guy.
Pawsey there.
Oh,
not
yeah. Oh, okay.
Sorry, not bad. My enunciation.
Oh, no, you're all.
Oh, no, Pawsey Bear is kind of cute, though.
Pawsey Bear is a good name. Now we see Pawsey Guy in a little bit of a tough situation. The brittle is going to go through. Yep. So low here. No flash available. So
and there it is.
Solo killed the Ornn.
Solo kill for the Ornn. And you don't even really have to back here if you're Ornn, because you can just buy from lane, and you're low on mana though, so I guess that's your choice though, if you want to back or if you want to.
That is the downside. Yeah, I think resetting here is a good choice though. The wave will push back into you, and you have the teleport available, so there's not really going to be any downside. But man, a solo kill in this top lane is really rough. I mean, these are champions you just want to let sit there and scale, so any advantage that is skewed either way is going to be much bigger than normal, just because I don't think the junglers are going to come up here that often.
I don't think so either. I think if either jungler does come up, I think that it's going to be kind of just like whacking into a dummy.
Yeah.
You're not going to do a whole lot because they're so tanky. Trade here in the mid lane.
Yeah, all that minion damage is going to bring it right back to even.
Nice pop up there with the Airborne.
Surprisingly even here in the mid lane. I expected the Yone to really be taking a lot of advantages with that early damage and the lethal tempo especially, but I feel like Heavy Smite has really done a good job to hold his own here.
I think that one thing that Green Runner has learned from the mid lane is that playing in the competitive setting is not like playing on ladder, and he likes to do a lot of aggressive plays that you just can't count on, you can't bank on when you're playing an actual team.
Absolutely.
Another pop up there from Tilted. He's got the level advantage. I don't know how quickly that'll wrap back around.
Oh yeah, I mean this is so Tilted favorite here. I mean after that solo kill, it's so rough. The amount of damage you have. He already has the Gosh, I forgot what the item was.
Got
And I play
bombies.
League every day. He's still got the bombies, yep.
Yep.
Which, as far as wave clear, as far as damage, and even the health it gives is just fantastic for that early landing phase.
You need bombies. I don't know all the paths. You need bombies for both Frostfire and Sunfire, correct? And you could go either one.
You can also go into Chem Tank.
Oh yes, yes. And I've seen him run that. I don't believe he'll go that though, because I think they won't need 2 Chem Tanks and they'll have 1 on the volley. Probably.
Oh yeah, I doubt it. Okay. A lot of early, I'm really liking this this early proactive gameplay. Yeah, you have to. Getting that flash early is nice, but you really have to start looking for the kill here. He's going to be going the Chem Tank build. Walking in now. The flash is available. If I were just going to run right off that wall, though, Zeri is a hilarious champion. Trading in the mid lane. It looks like we've got Dragon Dust kind of looking here. Does have a shroud available. He does have the flash available as well. Does not flash forward, though, so it looks like Green Runner is going to get out of that one.
This is the most action I've seen in the top lane ever. Like, they're actually doing things.
They are. They're trading.
I really don't think Pawsy Guy is like playing poorly. I think unfortunately just got caught with a brittle combo, and that was the first pick. But you just gotta play for this.
Yep. One thing you talked about is how they played for mid lane. I've really liked playing through mid, getting this early advantage, and now you can see using that priority to go and take this early dragon. I think it's really good here from the Pioneers.
And they're gonna stack everyone on there. They actually got the full rotate from the Ornn, which is that's got to be something they've worked on. That's also the first time I've seen our top laner walk to the dragon, the first dragon. So like,
yeah, certainly a choice. I think the only reason they did that was because they had that teleport available. Exactly. They just wanted to guarantee that they were going to get that. But stacking this wave on the top side now will allow for this Rift Herald to be taken by the Firebirds. Oh, you have the Ornn coming out already. He's so low on mana. Pawsy not able to dash away, though. The Brittle's going to come through. So much damage. This Ornn is fed. Ignite's going to go through, but will have people turn the fight. He has enough CC from it. The ult comes through. He suddenly turned this. He may be unstoppable, but will it matter? We got Dragon Dust here at the top side. Might be able to get this gank. Yeah, now this will certainly seal the fate here.
He's not gonna
Dragon Dusk hopefully gonna take this one. There it is.
Beautiful gank.
Kill over to Viego. That is exactly what you're looking for.
I don't think it was guaranteed if you don't get the rotate there from Dragon of Dusk. I think that he gets out with the Ornn dash there, but I think that's extremely important to get that kill onto the Ornn to stop him from being fed. He was at a point where I would argue he could have gotten very fed.
Oh my god. Look at the CS in the bot lane here. My goodness, I didn't even notice that. 35 CS lead. They have been dominating here. I mean, that's what I talked about. Like, Zeri is so bad in the early game, and I've just seen them do this too many times.
And you told me that you guys are looking to win through bot side.
Yeah, that's true.
Our bot lane is by no means weak, but our bot lane is not where we're focusing.
Yeah, I get you.
When they're playing, they are playing for mid lane and jungle, as I said, and so. Honestly, you're kind of looking to survive. You're kind of looking to survive the early game and possibly play for those team fights. But the way this is going, I think Zeri could be a pentakill champ by the end of the.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, almost 10 CS per minute here. The only real worry is them breaking that mid laner down here. Just as I was thinking about, Green Runner now going to be looking for a lane gank, waiting for Fire and Pac to hopefully overextend. We'll see how that goes, though. They do have the ultimate available for Fyro, so he will likely be able to get out of anything as long as he doesn't get hit by the Fate Sealed, the ultimate. Bubble does not land. They've got to be really careful here without knowledge of the mid laner.
And now they gotta know. They've got vision there. So is it really something you want to risk when they've got the VA?
I think this is still a great play. You see Yone in a fantastic position. The ultimate is still available. He's going to step forward. Eastport does not get the ult.
Oh my goodness. No way.
Fyro manages to get over the wall just in time. You have to be aware of being able to cut them off.
Use the flash there. You lose Nami. I think that's
that is a lot of flashes here being expended. I mean, you saw topside kind of a doomed play and still unfortunately using flash. And also the Nami using flash, so I mean that will certainly give them an even bigger advantage still with that 35 CS lead. My goodness.
And Green Runner cannot stay down there because even if you do somehow find yourself with a pick down there, you're losing so much in the mid lane because you're forcing your jungler to stay there and hold the wave. And so your jungler's not getting anything.
Yeah, I mean,
in the jungle.
That evened up mid lane though. I mean, now Happy's Morin has that experience lead and now has the CS lead. So that roam was pretty costly. Not finding that ultimate onto Fyro Zeri was a massive, massive shift.
I think I might want to take something here. At least get a little bit of poke. He's gonna make his way out, back right under to the safety of tower there.
So it looks like both objectives here going the side of the Pioneers. Just speaking to that early game of Volibear power, just knowing how strong he is and how much agency he'll have here.
I think if you're Dio here, you see you see that the early game is going.
Ooh, okay, it's gonna be hit though. This will be an all-in opportunity though. They do have the ultimate from Pac. They could be able to turn this around. Fyro dashing forward. At the end of the day, nothing happening. I feel like they could have committed a little harder.
Possibly. I don't think. I don't know. I think that could have gone either way, depending on who lands another CS. I think the first CS started the fight, and the second CS would have ended it. Or sorry, CC, not CS. Wow, I can't talk today. What I was saying about the Volibear though is I think if you're Dio, you see yourself. Never mind. We're going into another fight here. Going to be a brittle. Does he know? I think he might see. Yes, he knows he's got to back up. He's close to the freeze too, so he does not want to risk getting frozen and just getting ganked once again.
Yeah, really good rotation there from Dagger Dusk. Something you don't see too often though is how well this Volibear is farming. I mean, 73 farm while ganking as much CS has been fantastic.
It's very good. Gonna try to go in all in a Happy Samoyed here. Not gonna be able to really find anything.
This is gonna be a Rift play mid for sure. I think. Oh, they didn't see him though. Really good stun there on a Dio.
Have to go in now.
Flashing away. Fate sealed on to Happy Samoyed, though he's too tanky. Look at all of that health. Oh my gosh. Flashing away. He's gonna be able to get away here. Okay, wave's coming through.
That's gonna go wide there, unfortunately. I think if you hit that wave, that's 2 for you.
Oh, absolutely. I think they were a little bit too far out.
A little bit too far up. I'd say that's also fair. Gonna take a plate here though. Nothing wrong with the plate. Still in the early game here. Get the gold. That's gonna be 2 more.
Pretty good play though, all things considered.
I would agree. I think maybe if you get a little closer on the side of Casper, use that all. You can possibly maybe take 1. I think you're right. I think 2 is a little too ambitious.
Absolutely. Oof, what a fight there. I'm surprised that no kills were had though.
Absolutely.
It really looked like there was gonna be something happening there, but man, that Volibear is just too bulky.
And that's what we were saying. And the Volibear early game, that's what you're looking for. And you're seeing that a lot of these lanes are having a little bit of trouble with their CS, with their trades, etc., etc. You know that you need to be getting impact in the jungle because you're not going to have impact later in this game.
They just walked right by each other. So Dragon Dust did not see that they were doing the dragon, and they didn't see that Dragon Dust was looking for this gank there, so they might be able to find something. The flash is not available for anybody. They hold it for long enough to get that stun. Exhausted ult comes through.
Skeetzer, not gonna get out.
Barely gets killed there. Fyro is still in the ult. He's gonna look to continue stacking that, maybe look for something else, although Green Runner is here.
Is it called the Forge God?
Is coming through.
Not gonna pop up Fyro. Good dash there. But now they're going on here past 1. Tilted, gonna find his 2nd kill of the game here. There's 1 for Dio. You want to get some feed onto that bear. That bear is hungry.
Really good play there, knowing that they have that Ornn available for that ultimate and just executing perfectly. I mean, the 3-man knockup there, outside of just a good Ornn horn, fantastic play there from the Pioneers.
The only unfortunate thing about that trade is you don't feel super great about the fact that you lost your ADC instead of your support. I think if you can change one thing there, you push Nami right in front of you and say, kill her, don't take me. Yeah. So then Samira can stay and can farm on a free lane for a while. But all in all, 2 picks for 1, not bad, not in any means, but I think that's the only thing you change.
Yeah, I agree. The only real downside is that when Tilted has been doing these rotations, Pawsey has been a really good job of shoving the wave in and getting this tower plating. Already down to the last tower plate. This is why we see that gold advantage for the Firebirds despite being down a kill.
600 gold here. Nothing to snuff at. There's a big airborne. Just a little bit of damage, you know, just a little bit of tickling with the sword. Just
tickling with the sword.
It's like when you've got a sibling and you're like, I'm not touching you.
Oh, okay. I get you. Man, I mean, something to still look at, though. Now extended to an almost 50 CS lead in the bot lane.
Yeah.
Fyro is very strong. Already hit that mythic power spike. They should be looking for these fights now. I think that rotating the bot lane up towards the Rift Herald is a good idea going forward, just because of how strong he is. But man, these Dragon Dust ganks in the top side have been so great. Great CC combo. No flash development for Tilted. Ult coming through. You got to give this to... Oh. Yep. Does not, unfortunately, give it to the Dragon Dust, but still, any kill is a good kill. Now up 1,000 gold. Firebirds are in a great spot, although this is a tough one for Happy Samoyed. Fate Seal does go through. It looks like Green Runner took nothing from it, though. Counter ults. The wave is good. Dragon Dust does not quite have the damage. Will not be able to get the reset. You might just have to walk away here. Pawsey guy is definitely going to go down. Really good bubble there. Dragon Dust is going to limp away there. That was a tough team fight and really well played there.
This is the best I've seen on the side of... Okay, this is bad, though. Because though you get the kills, if you lose a turret for it, I don't know.
I think it's still could be worth it, but yeah, once we have the Firebirds have been really punishing these rotations so well. I mean, these 2 side lane towers are already almost gone. That's exactly what you're looking for from a scaling team comp, just responding to these really proactive.
What I was gonna say, I was gonna compliment Carroll.
Oh, because they gotta be careful here. Oh, he's gotta be so careful. He will be able to dash in the Ornn. He's gonna come through. It looks like Fyro's gonna get it right away. that knockback isn't going to mean anything.
Nothing.
I mean,
and now you have no Ornn.
Oh, he might be able to go for it. The ultimate is available. He might actually have the damage with the Kraken Slayer, although he is taking so much from this Ornn. The Snurfing ultimate does come through. He's going to have to run away. He might actually have the kiting power. He does
get it. If you find Fyro there, you feel a little bit happy about what just happened. You're like, okay, I rotated down, I wasted all that time, but at least I got a pick. But you get no pick, and so you just don't feel good about that.
Yeah,
you feel awful about that.
Definitely a little bit of greediness there from Tilted, just thinking.
I agree. I absolutely agree.
And honestly, he almost did have like that. That wouldn't have been a terrible play if he were to trade with Fyro. That 150 gold shutdown is pretty juicy, but now you just gave that extra gold to one of the carries in the Viego. That is not.
See, it's fine though, because Volibear has your red buff.
That's true. That's true. Volley does in fact hit the red buff spike. So maybe they'll use that priority they got by taking the red buff and make some play across the map. We'll see how that's slow and that extra health regen.
Absolutely. That's obviously, but it's not the best. It's not the best jungle monster. Krugs wins games, is what I always say.
Oh, really? I think Raptor Spike is really
Raptor Spike has been really good this week.
Yeah, it really has. I mean, you see, though, it's undisputable. You see Dragon of Dusk taking the Raptors right now. He's 2-0-2.
You're right. Hey, I bow down.
I love this here from the Firebirds, giving Fyro all of that. So that's a kill's worth of gold purely injected into that Zeri. She is an absolute menace right now. They have to be careful. I mean, the Pirates have to be worried going into these late game team fights, mid to late game team fights.
You know who your carry is at this point. It's Zeri. Zeri the carry. You're in there. You know what you're doing.
Oh man.
So what do you need to shut that down? Like you need to give your bot lane something. Your bot lane has nothing to work with right now. You're at like half the CS almost. You're at 2 deaths. You need to give them something.
Yep. Even if it looks even, when you have a more early game focused team comp with that Volibear, with Anami, you need to have a larger gold lead.
Absolutely.
And they don't have one. I mean, being down 1.5k and being like playing into a scaling comp, they need to find some play to turn this around.
Looking to play for Soul Point here.
I think they have to. Happy Samurai does have a really good flank, and I wouldn't not a huge fan of grabbing the volley. I think that, the Ornn coming through. A lot of damage could be had here, but Pawsey Guy and Dragon Dusk are on it. They have so much damage, so much burst here onto the Ornn, but it doesn't matter. They have the ultimate there from Fyro. He's going to be cutting around. He has so much damage. They're not going to be found onto him, but he's kiting away. He does have the movement speed. He's getting too quick. Skeletor is on the backside. Happy Samurai has a fantastic. Oh my goodness. It's just going back and forth here. Green Runner going back and forth, but he's getting kited out. Fyro has so much damage. They're looking to push this forward. Fyro almost dying there to the Nami. So much damage. Oh, Bubble does go through. Nothing more to be found, though. They are on the retreat. The Nakama is found. Skeletor's going to go down. Pawsey Guy is chasing. He may not have the movement speed, though. And now Nami kind of in an awkward spot. Will she be able to get away?
Now that is very unfortunate trade.
Tough fight there.
You did everything you could if you're Carroll there. You put everything you could into that, and there's just too much damage coming out.
Yep, despite Dragon Dust dying so early on in the team fight, it was just so disjointed. I think you need to play more together. The Ornn had a great flank, but the Firebirds responded perfectly, just jumping on him right as they had the opportunity.
He got CC'd out of being able to bounce the ram back. The Forge God just kept on going down Main Street. He was going 65. He was having a great day.
Having a great day.
Orange just sat there.
Orange just sat there.
My favorite.
Orange, you glad he didn't.
No, I'm not glad he all did. Because he didn't get to do anything with it.
Oh my goodness. So how do you see Carroll coming back into this game here? What do you think the Pioneers need to do to find an advantage?
The first thing you need to do is, and this is the hard part, is you need to find that Zeri in a bad position, which I don't think that's going to happen. Sure, positioning is just too good.
I've seen Fyro make some greedy plays in the past.
You have? Okay, well maybe but that's for you. And you need to get that shutdown gold into whoever. You're going to have to make someone be very selfish for the rest of the game. Whoever your carry is going to be for the rest of the game. And I guess, I think maybe Yone at this point?
I think you have to look towards Yone. A little bit of a weird Ornn. I mean, they can't really follow up on this. Mayfield does hit the Seraphine. They're going to get one hit. They're running on a turret. They're not even going to get the turret here. Pawsey Guy has a fantastic flank and a lot of DPS here coming out from Fyro. They're going to pick up one. Now, Ornn of their own coming through. Double knockup. Zeri gets one. Zeri gets 3. My goodness. What's happening? Is this a penta angle? Quadra kill for Fyro.
Not going to be able to capitalize on that penta, though. Come on, give it to him. Give it to him.
All right, well, on the bright side, Yone did pick up a kill there.
Yes, Yone picked up a kill, but that Zeri is just putting us in a dangerous spot if you're Carroll. That's gonna be outer mid, possibly inner mid.
They should have the damage, but I think they're just gonna look towards the next objective here. They're walking up. No, they're just gonna be resetting. Okay. The real scary thing is how much gold did Zeri get from that fight? Because if it was enough to buy a full item, if she hits this Infinity Edge power spike this early in the game, okay, thankfully, just getting the BF sword and the cloak. But
I mean, you've already got your. You were getting close to three items. You've got Phantom Dancer, you've got Kraken Slayer. You're just shooting and then shooting again. And it's just so much shooting.
That really is the ADC gameplay, though.
It
you
really,
shoot and you shoot again.
That's why ADC is not my position.
Oh, they gotta be careful here. You gotta understand that Pyro is level 11. He is too strong. They cannot take this next fight. They need to find a way to get a pick, something to get close to these item spikes. But with Samira being this weak, it's just very tough.
Yeah, Samira's 2 levels down at this point. I mean, I don't even know what you do with her. Put her on a side lane, hope that she doesn't get caught out. Just pick up some farm.
I think that's your best option, is just try to sit her in a side lane, get her some of this experience. But now it looks like they're gonna be turning their eyes towards the Baron.
There he is.
I really do like this play, especially having Happy Samoyed on the bot, or Happy Samoyed, Pause the guy on the bot side, can be able to split push and teleport when needed. See how this goes. They do have a pick here. He does find the CC onto Green Runner. No bubble there. Fyro is there, so he has enough damage. The ultimate comes through. Giant Dust will get the reset, so fight's over at this point. They need to start retreating, but they're still walking forward. You have to be careful if you're Deodu. They have too much damage. They are going to be able to retreat, but taking down 2, and they're going to turn their eyes towards the Baron and take him out.
I honestly think that's the game. They grab Baron here. They win. I think they just push.
It's never over.
Never over.
It is never over. It certainly isn't looking great, but the game is far from over. You still, I mean, the Zeri is still, oh. So she's gonna go, she sold her cloth armor and went the Ionian boots there. A little bit questionable. I think that you do want to keep your cloth armor, keep your plated steel caps, just because the main damage dealers are still gonna be Fyro and Dragon Dust. That's a lot of auto attacking. A little bit of 1v1ing here going on the bot side. I'll let you take this one.
I think the biggest problem was because we're in the mid game, somewhere in the mid game, pushing mid game. But I think what we were looking for, and we said it, how many times, we were looking for an early game lead from Carroll, and that was the only way that they were going to be able to push this, and that didn't happen, and they just got walked over.
Yeah, I mean, this is the risk when you pick up the Volibear. If you don't find a big early game lead, if you're not, we didn't see him dive a single tower. Like, this is something that you need to do. You need to give your mid lane priority. I talk about this every time I see a Volibear in a game. You need to give your mid lane priority, and you need to start diving those side lanes. Because if you don't, you will be useless. It doesn't matter that he's 3-1-1 even. He had a good game. He had a nice, clean early game, but he just wasn't able to really push his advantage enough to create a lead that would be difficult enough to overcome with the scaling.
Yeah, you've got to push. You've got to build up a wall that's high enough to not be climbed over. The wall was like short enough to be walked over.
That's true.
There wasn't a big enough wall that was created from the Volibear to make it feel worth the pick.
Yeah, that's a really good way to put it. They just didn't create a big enough wall for the scaling.
Yeah,
how scaling? Like scaling the wall.
Yeah, exactly.
I like that. I like that.
They were easily able to get over the wall.
Okay, Pac is there. I think this is going to be a lot of filling each other out, just making sure that they have something now. Going around to that flank, they do have vision. Really fantastic vision here from the Firebirds. Seeing that flank, having the presence of mind, just back off, and now Pause the guy is just going to sit there. It's going to be the obnoxious tank that it is. I like that how they're starting the dragon here. Yep. You think they're going to have to play this one out?
They need a pick, and I know that's what I've been saying, but you're not going to win the 5v5. You need to win a 5v4. That's a big ult. That is a huge ult.
Oh my god, 4-minute bait sealed though. They have a fantastic combo combo. Now Samira ulting. She is stylish. Gets the shutdown on Happy Samoyed. Fyro's hiding for his life. He might actually have the damage, but no. 1,000 gold on the Volibear. That is exactly the turn that they needed. What a great ult combo.
And I think I was right. That was all in the back of the Yone ult. He went in there. He was able to get the crowd control, and they were all able to go in. They were able to get the style on to Skeezer there, and she was able to ult. And that ult, as we all know, can be a little broken sometimes.
Oh yeah, devastating ult. That's still very well played. As far as what a Volibear can do in a team fight, that is all you can ask for.
And I was a doubter. I was a Carroll Pioneer doubter that fight. I was like, this is not going well. My bad.
You're good.
This is not going well. They're gonna lose this fight.
Yeah.
And they didn't. I thought the Seraphine ult was very good. I think the Seraphine did everything she could do, and it just didn't turn out the way I thought it was gonna turn out at all.
Yeah, I think just I hate to say it, but really poor positioning there if you're Fyro. Yeah. They clumped up perfectly for that fight. When you're team fighting, it may sound like a good idea, like, oh, we're playing with the team, we're in this ball, we're together. But when you're team fighting in League of Legends, there are all these abilities like the Ornn ult, like the One ult.
I think a critical mistake there was on the side of Happy Samoyed because they had taken the Volibear ult there, which I don't agree with. I think if you're you're going into a team fight, the Volibear ult is not what you want there.
Choice.
You
Yeah,
want the Yone ult, you want the Ornn ult. I mean, heck, you could even play for the Nami ult. That's good. You know,
all three are better.
Yeah, and I just think that, honestly, if you have that ult there, that fight turns out completely differently.
Absolutely, but one thing we have to look at, despite them winning that fight, that's great, right?
Yes.
They're on Soul Point. Zeri has Infinity Edge.
Yeah.
We have Divine Sunderer now on Dragon of Dusk. They hit their power spikes. What will the Pioneers do? How will they be able to play around this?
I mean, you are so behind here if you're Samira. I mean, you got Shield Bow, cool.
Almost Collector.
Okay,
You're
close
close.
to Collector, but you're still a full item behind.
Oh my gosh, Fyro has got to be really careful. This, oh my god.
Oh no.
He gives me aneurysm. I swear. He does this, and now he's Zeri, so he's fine.
Yeah, so he's,
that distress. I don't need that.
that's a ton of damage though from one ability though.
Yeah, a little Lux ult on your E. It's pretty funny.
It's fantastic.
Very fair, very balanced. Definitely.
Zeri is a fun and champion.
Exactly. Something to look for now, though, you can see already the Firebirds want that Baron. That is how they're looking to continue to push this advantage. You have Pause guy sitting on the bot side, trying to continue to pull Ornn his way, which he's doing a good job of doing. Anyways.
I mean, it makes sense.
It does. But they need that Baron. That's what they're looking for, and you need another perfect team fight if you are the Pioneers.
When you look, they win that team fight, you're still two levels behind on your Samira. You're still 2 levels behind on your Samira.
Something that's really tough here is that I think your Green Runner, Yone, tried to go Blade of the Ruined King. So you see the recurve bow. But if he did it, he would actually have that Infinity Edge power spike right now.
Yep.
And that would have been huge. If he had IE, I think that would give them a much greater chance of winning the fight.
I agree.
Delaying that, it may cost them.
I think what happened, like psychoanalyzing what happened, I think that they saw that something wasn't working and they switched off of it, and then they won the team fight, so that confirmed that, oh, we switched our items, or we switched to going towards a different item. That's going to work better. But I don't know if you really have the confirmation of that. I think you just played that team fight very well, and there were some mistakes, and so I think being behind on items now is going to be a tough one to come back from.
Yeah.
I think it's always possible to come back from gold. It's always possible to come back from kills, but I think the items make it very difficult.
Yeah, and I think he will. The Bork eventually will be good, but when you're not going this, I don't know if you're familiar with the Sunfire, like Blade of the Ruined King build.
Yeah, not super familiar with it.
So you'll rush Blade of the Ruined King, and then you go into Sunfire, and you're just very tanky on the Yone. You build essentially like a bruiser from there. You
that makes sense. Yeah.
Small melodies. But he's going the crit build, so you really want IE second when you're going this crit build, just because you do get the double crit chance because you're one of the Wind Brothers.
I guess that's why we
does get the knock up there. A lot of good chip. But we do have Pause Guy rotating up. They're going to have to play this nice and slow, wait for their chance, and if Fyro positions correctly, we'll see.
If he positions correctly, this is an unwinnable fight.
Yes, that's true, but we see mistakes all the time. League of Legends is such a hard game. It is hard to play perfectly. So asking that of somebody to, just position perfectly and you win, that's pretty, exactly. That's pretty silly to expect. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, fight is kind of starting. A lot of whiffed CC there. The Ornhorn coming from the Happy Samoyed a little bit early. They have to go in right after the
Ornn now. Gonna get one.
Yeah, a little bit weird, but they seem to be going in. 2-person therapy all there and a lot of roots. The ultimate is down from Fyro, though. He is in the backline. He's going to be able to get that damage off. You need to get onto this area. I know that Happy Samoyed looks like a great one. He's got the stopwatch, but now Zeri has that ultimate stacked. Happy Samoyed did his job. Really, really good Fate Seal, but flashing away. They'll be able to survive that, and this looks like a ran-over team fight.
Absolutely.
3 for 1, and Baron taken. They're going to look to just drag after this. Not optimal.
Not optimal whatsoever. You saw Tilted go into the backline, trying, praying, hoping that he could grab that Zeri, and he's like, guys, come on, please, just walk forward. And he's like, we gotta kill him. Don't worry about the Silas. We'll kill him later. Yeah. He's not the priority right now.
But just not enough damage, and the summoner spell is very well utilized by Fyro, and the ultimate stacking damage is too much.
I honestly think that might have been a bit of a comms issue on the side of Carroll.
It definitely looked like it. It definitely looked very disjointed. Like, the one half wanted to really just burst down Happy Samoyed, and the other half, like, we need to kill Fyro right now, and it just didn't happen. Neither of those ended up happening.
Well, and Happy Samoyed is, obviously, it's a pick that if you get that pick, you're happy with that pick. But Happy Samoyed is not carrying right now.
Yep.
Fyro is literally AD carry, is doing their job and is doing what they're supposed to do. And so you need to take out that damage, and then you can work your way forward.
Yep. I mean, I'd say that Happy Samoyed's the unsung hero of that fight. The amount of time that he bought just standing in those 3 members of the Pioneers and wasting their time saved Fyro.
Well,
So,
you see the health bar, you see it going down, and you're like, we got this. And then they pop the stopwatch, and you're like, that's when you just got to stop.
And then you get the Conquer healing, and then you get the W healing, the Kinslayer healing from the Silas, and it just all of a sudden, like, this person who we thought we were just bursting down is now surviving for 3-4 a lot more seconds than we expected.
And you're happy if you're happy. You're happy if you're happy because you're
That's
happy.
true, yeah.
Because I think most players in that position, if everyone walks away from them, they're that low. They're probably gonna walk away for a bit. So having all that focus on themselves there is a victory for you, even if you do die in the process.
Yep. Oh, and now you see also the Lord Dominic's Regards picked up for Fyro. Now 3 items up. Or 2 items. Sorry, I apologize. 2 items up on the Samira.
Still bad.
Still not rough. Not optimal. Let's just say not optimal.
Not optimal.
But I think they're going to be playing this really well. They're just going to be looking to stack these waves in mid, get this tower using the siege, although their siege isn't very good, so maybe they should try rotating some members towards the bot lane and try to split up the Pioneers a little bit more. Oh,
Damage.
Zeri W doing about 500 damage there to Samira. That is ridiculous, but now is where the siege is going to start taking hold. Now the Cannon minions have stacked up. They're going to take 1. They take 2. Double Ornhorns. The flashing Rams here coming through. Fyro is not knocked up, but he's got the ultimate off. He's hiding backwards. On the front of this fight, though, we have Pause Guy rotating towards Happy Samoyed. Happy Samoyed flashing away. Oh, he's going to be able to get away. Fyro, though, oh my gosh, continuing to stack this. He's going to dash to the wall. Theo is taken out by Fyro, and now Fyro is returning to the fight. Pause Guy is a great flank, stunning and rooting up. 3-man knockout might not matter. Zeri is still running forward. Ultimate comes through, flash away is Casper. Oh, but then another dash is going to seal the fate there. They're looking for the tier 2, or tier 1, sorry.
Yeah, I thought there was a little bit of hope off the back of that Yone ult, and it all hope died after Yone died. So I hope died with Yone. I think this might be just a full clear here.
Yeah, this is going to be the end of the game here. Well played there.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see how the Pioneers look to change up their strategy. I doubt they'll pick the Volley Bear again. Massive kill there for the Samira. And GG.
There it is.
But man, what a game out of Fyro, and what a game in general from the Firebirds, really cleaning up their team fighting towards the end of that game.
That was Fyro's game to lose. After Fyro saw the loss of that one team fight, you know, kind of stepped back, took a breath, and everything just went Fyro's way after that. It like went Fyro's way, and then it stopped that one team fight. It's like, oh, let's change something up, and then it went back to Fyro's game. Yeah. So I think, I mean, I'd be honestly surprised if we don't see the Zeri ban immediately.
It's certainly a good ban. And this is the issue. I've seen this once again multiple times. This is the issue you get into is where you have these priority picks like, oh, this champion, the Lux is really annoying or whatever. And then you play the game, Fyro gets one of his ADCs and he does this.
Yes.
And then you have to think, well, what else can we give? Because I think if you're going to play a similar team comp to this, you have to keep Xayah banned. Because Xayah is so good into these dive team comps, just using that ultimate, becoming invincible, peeling for herself. I think you need to keep that banned, but now with this Zeri performance, I'm interested to see how they change up.
But I mean, if you ban for Fyro, you know, either Fyro picks early on, or everyone else gets to pick their champs. Yeah. So I mean, it's kind of a difficult situation when, you know, Fyro's most certainly has got a deep enough hero champ pool to, you know, pull out whatever they need to win this next game. I don't know if you ban for that, or you just say we need to play the laning phase better.
I think honestly that's what you have to say. I think that the laning phase was a massive issue here. I mean, you should not be falling behind 35 CS by level
yes,
by minute 8. That is a laning issue. That is not a champion issue. Yes. So I think once they solve that, a lot of issues will be solved here for the Pioneers.
I mean, maybe you also can put it a little bit on like the Samira pick wasn't. We both said it wasn't a great pick. And we didn't think that it would look very good without an engaged support, and I think we were right. And maybe you say, I just need to play something that allows me to feel more comfortable in the laning phase. Because if you lose in the laning phase, you're losing later on, and it's just, you need to feel more comfortable. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see the Xayah pick out of Carroll, because they'll know Fyro plays Xayah, and Skeezer is very comfortable on the Xayah, maybe you just go with that comfort pick, which you know you can play the best on, so that way you can just get a little bit more gold and a little bit more CS and just feel more comfortable going into the later game.
Absolutely. That's a really good idea, but we'll wait to see. We'll let these teams prep for game 2 here. Firebirds going up 1-0, and excited to see, once again, how the Pioneers adapt. We'll see you after this short break.
See your future on the horizon? So do we.
It's really just the greatest college experience I could have asked for.
What really drew me in was having an adventure.
I think something really unique about Carthage is that it constantly pushes you outside of your comfort zone.
At Carthage College, we will push you to dive deep, to channel your curiosity, and excel in your chosen field.
It's been like an individual journey through collaborative effort. And so overall, this has been my college experience, but so many people that I've met have been supportive along the way, and they're all looking out for you. So that's really why it feels like a family.
As you ignite your true potential and start asking the hard questions, you'll find the answers are just the beginning. That's the moment your purpose comes into view.
We are really able to get great one-on-one action with our professors. So you can't hide in your classroom. You're always actively participating.
You'll get recommended for things that you might not have ever been interested in before, and you end up realizing that that might be your passion.
Everyone here is just so nice, so welcoming. It's really easy to make friends here at Carthage. The biggest change was going from student to young business professional.
I love Carthage.
It's definitely the people.
Living on the lake is amazing.
I feel very prepared for my future.
Ended up surpassing my expectations.
Some things you just need to see for yourself. Come take a closer look at Carthage College.
Welcome back, everybody, to some more League of Legends. Let's go. Here with Lasker Do. Excited for game 2. How you feeling?
Literally so hyped. I mean, I'm not feeling great about how the last game went, but I'm personally feeling great because I'm here. So, I mean, you know,
thank you.
Fist bump. There we go.
Appreciate you.
This band is going to pick band phase is going to be completely different.
I'd hope so. I think that you need a new look here to the Pioneers. I think you need something different, something to switch it up, new strategy. Maybe scaling bot lane to match Fyro, or go the complete opposite. Go something hard engaged.
Yep. And I talked to some of the players just to like see how they were feeling, and there was definitely they definitely felt the same way about kind of playing around the mid lane. And here come the bans already.
Oh
Lulu,
my gosh,
first
there's
ban.
Lulu. Yeah,
That's
unsurprising.
Smart.
Really
So
strong
right
champion. I expect the exact same bans for the Firebirds, honestly. They have no reason to change up their bans after that game.
None.
Yeah, so there's the Zach.
I don't think Dio is ever going to play Zach this season.
It's a very annoying champion.
He played it once in placements.
Really?
Yeah.
Jeez. There's the Zeri ban.
Yep.
Yeah,
Lulu Zeri, not going to be a thing.
Yep.
Makes me very happy.
I guess, so how they ban, if they ban the Xayah, then, well, no, okay, so we can maybe look for a first pick Xayah then.
I don't think that's actually a bad pick on either side.
Absolutely.
I think you just get the first pick Xayah. Either you take it from your opponent or you take it for yourself, you know, whatever you feel is the more beneficial way to put it for yourself. So
absolutely. So same bans so far. Yep, all the same bans here for the Firebirds. Switching up, giving the Zeri the ban instead. Okay, they're leaving the Xayah open. So we'll see if they decide to just pick that up right away with the knowledge that the Pioneers could grab it later. I expect Sejuani here as well, honestly.
I don't think that changes. I think the Ornn had impact, and I think they're looking to have more impact on that Ornn in the early game.
Yeah.
But if it goes the same, the only unfortunate thing about that is if it goes the same way it did last time, that's not because you got that early pick. Ornn got that early pick, but then it just fell apart.
Yeah, there's the Xayah. Yeah,
that's scary.
And the Seraphine, all the enchanters are still up too. So, or I guess outside of Lulu Lux, but the Seraphine is also still up. The Misfortune there. That's a very good pick. I think that's something I was thinking about talking. I was also talking with the team about draft. I was going to mention something about Misfortune because it's something that's just very good into Xayah generally, especially Misfortune Nami. I think it's going to have that really strong early game. But Xayah also has a stronger early game than Zeri. Yeah. So we'll see how they decide to play this one. I expect support here.
I think that would make sense.
Either Seraphine, we could even see Engage though. We could see Leona. There it is. That's what I was thinking.
That might be a little dangerous, but you're still gonna have to be playing for early game there. Leona falls off hard.
She does, but the thing about her is her ultimate's always gonna be good.
That's true.
So,
that is also true though.
Another thing is the ultimate will be able to cancel a Misfortune ult from basically if she's standing in range, Misfortune ult will not be able to go through. Yep. So they really need to play around that timing of that ultimate and see if they can get a worthwhile Misfortune ult.
The Akali ban. For Green Runner there. No Yasuo, no Akali.
Yeah.
No toxicity.
No. As Yone gets picked last
time.
Yeah,
exactly. Literally.
Right. Second phase. Kind of curious to see how they're going to go about this. They do know that the Sylas is a pick. I think that banning it's not a bad idea.
There it is.
Yeah. Especially into that Ornn. I think it's just obnoxious getting that Ornn ult thrown right back at you.
Yeah, you use it, and then they kind of just wait it out if you don't get any impact from it, and then they use it. It's
Yone might not be a bad ban here either.
I
am on one today.
You are literally... You are on point today.
As far as the last ban, though, Vex is something that they banned last time that I could see them banning here. It's just a very annoying champion to deal with. That dive is ridiculously strong. The laning phase mainly is the main issue, although the roaming also can be very good. It's just something we haven't seen much of from the Firebirds. So maybe Vladimir also could be a good pick here. But no, the Vex is going to be their choice. And I would not be... I think they just pick Vladimir here right away and save that counter pick for Dragon of Dusk.
Yeah, I think you just save your jungler for last. I think that's a pretty normal look.
Although, yeah, that's what I was thinking, because they could just go with that Diana right away, look for something else there. But now they have a ton of magic damage. They need to be careful about what they pick for the mid lane. I'm not sure I love this pick. I mean, you have Sejuani, Leona, and Diana all do magic damage. Something that's very easy to itemize against if you're the Ornn. So I feel like you're kind of forced into an AD mid laner here.
See what is picked. Whether it will be a jungle or whether it'll be a mid. I don't know.
Well, you have to pick both here. You have to...
Technically, yes.
Ooh, okay.
Rumble.
This could be Rumble mid.
Could be Rumble in the jungle.
Rumble jungle got heavily nerfed.
Yeah, it's not going to happen.
Okay. I would like to see it, though. It's not a bad idea. I just think...
Kind of funny. Rumble
not a good pick right now.
I think the Rumble is a mid pick here.
Mid pick for... So are they assuming that this is Diana, then?
Yeah, I mean, that's a good point.
Or are they just blinding the Rumble mid?
They might be blinding the Rumble mid.
But Rumble's really good into... See, I do like this pick, though, because Rumble's really good into a lot of the AD picks. It's just the thing is, the Akshan is open. This is something we've seen Happy Smoy play last season. He hasn't played it since, but I would like to see it here, honestly. I think it really rounds out the team comp well. Your team fight's already pretty ridiculous, so... I do not like this here from the Firebirds. I think you needed more AD. It's just too easy for the Ornn, for the Nocturne to build these MR items now. And now, obviously, we know Fire's going to be a threat, but will he be able to put the team on his back to this extent to where he can be the sole AD damage and still have that impact?
I honestly think you've got... I think it's a little bit between For Pioneers, you've got some that can really push that early game, and then you've got some that can really play the late game. So it's a much more balanced composition than what they played last time.
I think I really like the team fight from them too, because with the Nocturne ult, the lack of visibility allows the Rumble to get a much better ultimate off. Like it allows the Rumble to get a lot closer, to get a better flank. I think that it just can allow the Pioneers with more options, turning off the lights like that with the paranoia, and then maybe jumping on somebody and blowing them up. But the issue is you have Xayah. So if you try to target Xayah, she's just going to ult.
Absolutely.
So, then at that point, your ultimate is completely useless. You are out in the middle of 5 or 4 members of the Firebirds, probably, if we're looking at a standard team fight, and you're going to get blown up real quick. So the main advantage here of the Rumble, I think, is into the Xayah. I think that Rumble's ultimate into Xayah is very strong. The poke that it can use, like, before a fight, you don't even need to, like, combo with anything. As long as you get that ultimate down, get that damage down, before a fight happens, that might be all you need, because then you're engaged with the Ornn, with the Nocturne, with the Misfortune. It may just work.
Yeah, you need to engage properly. Otherwise, you know, if you get your Nocturne, if your Nocturne's caught out, doesn't engage properly, self-destructs. Literally, literally like a sheet.
It's well, you see, most Nocturnes will build much tankier. They won't go the assassin build that a lot of ones do, where it's just like all lethality. You go with like the Duskblade and stuff. Usually you'll see Stridebreaker into like a Bruiser type build, or in pro play you see Stridebreaker into even tank items, just so you are able to survive that initial burst that is going to come towards you after you ult into somebody. But I would give Pioneers draft advantage here. I just think that they're a little bit more well-rounded. I think that their damage type is much better too. I think that having 4 magic is just so tough to deal with, because you get so much value out of these tenacity boots if you are any member of Pioneers.
Yeah, there's just a lot of magic. It's like a kid's birthday party with all the all the magic tricks.
With a lot of magic. It's true. It's a good way to describe the draft. So you got the kid's birthday party.
What is Carroll in that case?
Fight Club. I don't know.
Literally, though.
Basically.
I'm trying to think, like, it's harder for me to pick the best pick than it is to pick the worst pick. And I'm trying to think, like, what I would change if I were on the side of the Pioneers. Maybe not the Nami, but I think the Nami had enough value that you feel comfortable in. The synergy with the Misfortune is good. Nocturne is
okay.
Okay, yeah, it's like interesting.
I would change the Nami, personally. I think you'd use something with a little bit more CC. Or even just hard commit and go like Yuumi with the Misfortune.
Yeah, that's actually not bad. Yumi's so strong right now.
Yuumi would be really good with this comp, actually. So I could see Yuumi being good, but I don't know if they play it. So.
I think she does. I don't think she enjoys it.
I mean, who does?
Yeah, I mean, you just sit there.
I mean, fair enough, but we're going to be looking towards a little bit of a break, a little bit of a spectator delay break. And we'll get right back with you for some more exciting LAN gameplay, some more exciting League of Legends. So we'll see you then.
side. Wheathen shoves that right over to the Lions half. Looks like this one's going in. Oh, you're kidding me.
Donut S. Donut over behind. We're gonna see the barrage. The barrage.
Oh my gosh, Nico is just dominating right now.
What a play!
That's disgusting.
Oh my gosh.
That was disgusting.
Welcome back. Welcome back, everybody. It's more League of Legends with our friends here from Carroll the Pioneers. Are you feeling like a pioneer right now?
I'm feeling, I don't know, I feel kind of bad. I was kind of feeling the fire a little bit last game. I was.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Switching teams?
No, I promise. I'm unbiased, okay? I'm unbiased. I'm an unbiased person.
Okay, that's good to hear. I am extremely biased. I am so biased. I mean, the Firebirds are going to win this so easy. Oh, I can't jinx them, though. Pioneers have this one.
Their curse.
I can't. Pioneers will win this one by 15 minutes.
15? Wow, that's that would be actually kind of
really doing my best to curse them here. I'm trying really hard.
Let's go ahead and look at our opening items here. Darksail on Vladimir, looking to try to just capitalize as much as possible on that mid lane.
So the reason you do that is because you don't get a bonus from the Doran's ring, actually, and you get additional AP because he scales with bonus health.
Well,
so it's just his best option. Even if you don't think you're going to win super hard early game, it just gives you the best stats.
Oh. Well, now I know.
The more you know. Anything else weird? Not really.
I don't really
think
standard, pretty normal. Pick runes.
I love to see the double Doran's shield in the top lane. Neither person's trying to win. They're just trying to sit there.
Don't kill me.
Exactly. That's what they're both saying to each other. Look at each other. Just don't kill me. All right, let's just chill out. Although early game we saw Tilted getting a solo kill. We'll see if he can replicate that in this one.
The only strange thing I noticed is one TP in the mid lane and a ghost in the mid lane. So it might be a little bit easier to move around the map. Rumble there. Not sure.
That is true. Oh my gosh, he's just walking at him. He's just walking at him.
Press W, except that's not how it works in this game.
That is true. That is true. I think it's Q.
Yeah.
Actually. Flames are Q. Wow, he just did it again. This matchup's unplayable. This is my commentary. Green Runner is just skill diffing Happy Samoyed here. Just pressing his buttons better.
That's just the early game. I'm sure that'll change.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, it's Vladimir. Vladimir is very good into a lot of these melee champions.
Absolutely.
Especially with that phase rush. It's really difficult for most melee champions to get on top of him and really get that damage off. But I think Rumble is kind of unique just because the range of both their Qs is pretty similar, actually. So I think that Happy Samoyed's Q is slightly outside of the flames of Green Runner. So if you play it like to the edge of your range, you do really well. But as you can see, that's pretty hard to do.
Oh yeah, if you're under pressure in a game like this, you know, that spacing is gonna just get worse and worse as the game goes on.
Really dangerous engage there. To do with level 2 first, they will get the root. So it ends up being a really good trade actually, just because of how tanky that Leona is.
And that is a lot of damage, and all of that damage was onto the ADC.
Yeah. But now you see why Nami is so hilarious in the early game. All of that healing. My, jeez, such an obnoxious champion.
A little bit more even, I think, at about this. I think it was about like 4 minutes we had to kill one in the top lane last.
It was 4. That's true. That was a really early first blood there in the top lane. It looks like they're both just gonna be looking to play a little bit more safe. Something to look for, the Diana has a much faster first clear, so she is going to be able to move on the map first, and it looks like she's going to be looking top lane for this gank, and they have no vision. Tilted has to be really careful. Nocturne will be available for that counter gank eventually. He should really just go for this here. I think Dragonvest really should just committed right away to that gank. He probably would have got the kill. Either that, and now resetting here is a little bit tricky because you have the scuttle up. you have your top set up. Now you're gonna have to clear all the way back up to get those Krugs, and they'll still be level 1, so you're gonna get less benefit from them. So I really think you should just commit it to either, okay, I'm full clearing, or I'm gonna gank, and you make up your mind on that.
You kind of split and did neither there instead, and it kind of puts you back a little bit. And now you can see, you know, Nocturne takes the CS lead and is able to sort of position near the mid lane here, probably just cross.
Exactly, because now you're at a camp disadvantage, which isn't a terrible thing, but when you're trying to really win out on farm, like Diana is, it can be a little bit frustrating.
That's a big brittle, though. Lots of damage already coming out.
Could be a fight here in the bot side over the Scuttle Crab. Looks like nobody's gotten it yet, so we'll see what's happening. Although backing off, it looks like Nocturne got it. So now up 11 CS this early. That's good for him.
And I'd also like to point out bot lane here, much better CS difference.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Only 6 down right now. Nothing to really worry about. Obviously, you still want to be at the advantage, but you know, 6 is better than 35. So.
That's a really good point. 6 is better than 35. And now, granted, it would be really hard to have a 35 CS lead at this point.
Yes.
Considering they're not even at 35. That would be crazy, though. I would have been interested in seeing that. And now I think this is where the lane will stabilize, kind of in mid, where Vladimir just be able to out heal a lot of damage that Rumble's gonna be bringing towards him. So now you can kind of look towards Vladimir as being kind of get something here, but now he's so much damage. All that burst flashing by, really good flash there from Casper, getting people to get away as Dio's gonna be sitting in the wings there waiting to find something. But man, having to expend that flash this early is gonna be a big issue for this Nami.
Yeah, you're 5 minutes in now. You're no flash. You are an easy target if Leona hits that hook, which one of the easier hooks to hit because it goes through things. But
once they get level 6 too, not having that ult not having the flash is gonna be really rough. That engage is almost free on this Nami, so that is a really big advantage gained there by the bot side of the Firebirds.
I think there's a very good chance timing wise based on the way they're CSing, and now that I made a comment about the CS, there are 15 CS
Oh, you casters,
it's my own fault. I think there's a good chance they get level 6 before that flash is back online. And
100%.
And I think if you're Fire at this point, based on how long you've been playing, how well you've been playing this game, you know the timing in your head of when that flash is coming back.
Yep, it's easy to ping too. I mean, all you have to do is keep in mind, they flashed it. They flashed at about 4:30, I would say. So you've got 5 minutes then without flash. You can try to punish this Nami.
All right, just a little bit more poke up in the top lane.
Looks like Diana's kind of sitting there looking for a gank. Once again, I feel like Dragon Dusk just needs to commit, and now here we go. We do not have ultimate on the Dragon Dusk, so not as much kill power as we could have, and Puzzle Guy has basically no mana, so probably not ideal here. They do get the root off, so forcing the flash there by Tilted, nothing more going to be happening from that gank, but getting the flash on the top side will be a nice little bonus.
Yeah, they're going to be able to push that wave completely under the tower. They're going to be, I think they're looking at probably a plate, possibly plate and a half here.
Now they get teleport, though. Awareness teleport.
True.
So he's going to be able to teleport right back. The only real issue is now you are forced to burn both your summoner spells, which is a big problem.
You know, you're kind of at a disadvantage. I mean, your advantage of having teleport was hopefully you wanted to use that to get somewhere else on the map. Press your advantage up top side, and then use the teleport to get down to a Drake fight.
Exactly.
Get down to a team fight, whatever you need to do, but now you have neither of those, and so you've got to play extremely safe.
Exactly. Something I could look for Pac to do here, they have great bush control, so when the support is able to sit in that bush and they have no vision, that is a massive advantage because essentially Pac can sit in there for free with no real punishment. But that's obvious because that is for free. But Pac has flash, so she has that extra jump forward that can close the gap enough to where all of a sudden, if you're sitting in this bush, you are in kill range. Yep. So you need to step way farther back and probably lose some experience. So we're seeing a same play here, really interesting, with Tilted roaming all the way down, getting the push in kind of, but they're gonna lose the plates again, just like that. So we're gonna see now experience and gold advantage here for Pawsey Guy in exchange for hopefully Dragon or potentially a kill here in the spot side as we see the pushing wave.
I was going to say, you got to know that you can't walk up there.
Oh gosh, Fyro does not have all the 100s coming through. He does have the flash available, and the Paranoia is coming out. Does not get the kill, though, just walking away. Great route there from Pac, but it looks like she's also going to have to flash. So much tower damage coming through. First blood, though, given to Skeetzer. So well played there, good rotation.
And they were able to feed that into their ADC, which is exactly, I think, what you want in that situation. Especially, I mean, maybe not always, but I think when the team you're playing against has Fyro on it, you want your ADC to have a little bit there.
A little bit of extra advantage, yep. So it's gonna be about even gold now. The 20 CS will equate to about 300 gold, about a kill's worth of gold. So you do have the extra first blood though. So it's about extra 100 gold. So slight gold advantage here for Skeetzer. But as far as the Firebird side, you have to be aware that that's happening.
Absolutely.
I mean, you have to be looking like, okay, Orin is off the map. We saw this exact same play last time. We're pushing up a little bit far. We know that this Nocturne has level 6. Got to piece all those things together and maybe be a little bit more careful going forward.
But to be perfectly honest,
oh my god, look at that damage. My goodness, Fyro. Oh, that's the hours of experience on fire that you see right there.
But I was going to say, the first Blood and the first Drake the first OBJ means nothing to me, because that's exactly how Carroll started out the last game, and look how it ended. And so I think if you're the Firebirds here, you're comfortable with giving up that OBJ.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. It is rough because it does give a lot more stats. There was a buff actually to the stats that it was given somewhat recently. So it is kind of rough, especially in top lane, I believe, is where you feel it the most, those extra stats. But once again, not the end of the world. You're playing a scaling comp. You should be fine as long as you continue to stabilize.
Absolutely. Still got that level up in the bot lane. See how long that lasts. But they're going to push for plate here. Yep. That plate gold.
Oh yeah, 25 farm lead. Not as bad as last time.
Not as bad.
The kill as well, so that is nice. But they're going to be getting their ultimate soon, which is really where the worry comes through, for me at least, looking at this bot lane. Once you have Leona with that ult, it's really difficult. The only real benefit is that you have Misfortune. So
yes,
Pac might have to hold her ultimate in order to stop the Misfortune ult, and won't be able to just free engage
so
on
you might be able to feel a little safer in that chance, but then you also know that you can't really just willy-nilly use your, use your Misfortune ult like you're playing in a bronze lobby.
Exactly, right. Exactly. As now we see Green Runner with a good roam here, just kind of waiting for that controller to be taken out, and then probably going to go over the wall. But now we see another good rotation here from Dragon Dusk, sitting in the bot side, ready to pounce on any sort of mid lane rotation. As now we see they're on vision. Dragon Dusk will not be able to go over the wall quite, but he is kind of sitting just out of range. They do have ultimate. Dragon Dusk has a lot of playmaking potential here. He was in a great spot. Now they know the Diana's there. I feel like, once again, it's just a commitment thing. Like, you need to just take that and go in. So you do see they do have the engage. They do have a really good engage. Solar Flare does catch both of them. Now Dragon Dusk running and flashing away is Skeeter, but Casper is definitely going to go out here, feeding this over to Fyro, most likely. Now, kill going to be taken. Oh, Casper's running for her life. Looks like might actually be able to get away. Snuggling through. Dragon
They wanted to give it. They didn't want to give it to the support.
No, but eventually giving it to the jungler is definitely not a bad thing. You see Deodu in the bot side. Rift Herald is going to be dropped, but Deodu has the paranoia. They could just turn this one around. Now you see coming through. The ultimate is available, just popping it right away. He's going to have a lot of CC there, a lot of burst damage. Deodu is going to pay for this one. Ultimate coming through, taking it one. Skeeter also ahead. Root coming through, double kill there. Spew taken down for the Firebirds, and a lot of tower plating. Ultimate does miss, so now Green Runner might have to flash forward if he really wants this one.
No, he's not going to use it there. You look at that and you say, we're already down there. No need to burn more for a possible nothing. So you're at the point there where you just go next fight.
Next fight, exactly. Yeah. I mean, you just have to look forward. Rough play, down 2,000 gold now, but absolutely not out of it.
The biggest thing that I'm disappointed is, if I was tilted in this case, you see the Diana go down there. I think you are comfortable at the point that you're at, going even with the Sejuani, and that might be a kill. Not gonna be able to make it out.
Just gonna be able to walk away. Yeah.
I would have liked to see Tilted engage more into Sejuani, because even if you're losing in that stuff in the bot lane, the engages aren't working for you. If at least you can put something towards your team, but instead you just lose and nothing comes out neutral for you.
Yeah, I mean, just well played there by the Firebirds bot side. Especially with that rotation there from Dragon of Dusk. Stepping a little bit far forward, I think that Deodu thought that he had a little bit of a better chance at that 2v3, but once Fireworks ultimate came down, I mean, there was no chance at that play, and then just all of the burst from the feathers, and you saw the Dragon of Dusk coming in. It was just a very difficult play there for the Pioneers to respond to, but now you see Deodu in a really good position. Horn comes through. He's going to get the fear as well, although dashing away his pause guy, we will not be able to find it out because he has no flash. There it is. Going to pick up one, and that's what you're talking about, trying to find advantages on the other side of the map.
Yeah, although the top side can seem like a barren wasteland that you never want to visit, sometimes it is worthwhile to go up there for a gank. And Dio definitely doing a good job of capitalizing off of that.
So much flash. Yeah. So the difference is here now a little bit more of an early game advantage, just because you see Dragon Dust getting a little bit more benefit from these early kills, but also getting that second Rift or the first Rift Herald is paying dividends because the bot tower is almost gone.
Yes, absolutely. It's I think one plate, something like that.
One plate, and that plate was already ticked away, so it's less than a plate now of gold. And now Nami's in a really tough position to where they could just kind of walk forward. And now
that's a little scary to be there if you're the Nami, because I think you want to control a little bit of vision because you see that the Drake's coming, but you also know you can't push too far forward because you'll just get walked on. You have no real escape tools.
Where is the Ornn? So Ornn is in the bot side just like the other times, but Pazzi Guy does have that teleport. He would have to teleport right now, though, because there is no Unleashed teleport. Green Runner's going to take a lot of damage here from Happy Samoyed. He has no ult. Really good knockout there from the Ornn. They really want Happy Samoyed. Good ult there from Green Runner, although the engage is coming through. Does stop that Misfortune ult. That's going to be big. Paranoia comes through. Will not take out anybody yet, and trading away here. Oh, now there it is. Coming through onto Happy Samoyed. He does not have the pool available. Will he have the healing? No. Kill there going over to Deodu, and that's going to be the Dragon.
That is, well, that was two for one. 2 for 1. Yep. I think you're happy there. It's unfortunate that you lose your mid laner there, but I think you're happy with that, even if you traded up for the Diana there. And I think it's even better when you capitalize on that next pick, because
does stop that TP there. So is going to be able to get a little bit of extra plating there on the top side. Maybe even grab that top tower. The only disadvantage is you do have to burn flash on the Leona. So it's definitely a trade-off, but still a good advantage is being found despite the less than optimal fight.
Absolutely. I think Dio rotates here, just protects top tower, keeps it, hanging by a thread.
Yep.
But it is still there.
Going in here, he's got to be careful. You have to understand that this is still Sejuani, so tanky, yes. So usually not insanely strong, but this is somebody who can box. This is an AP bruiser. This is not just a full tank.
I think if you're the Nocturne there, you're comfortable with the fact that you pumped enough damage and your Ornn is coming back with presumably more health now and more mana because they, Sejuani had to just expend abilities.
Yeah.
So you feel a lot better about that. You're gonna rotate for Rift Herald here. I think that's a very good play.
I agree.
Gotta even up these towers somehow.
100%. I really like the rotations here from the Pioneers in the early game. They've been able to find these objectives really well, bringing up their bot side towards, the Dragon, towards everything else. And now you see Happy Samoyed might actually be able to grab a kill there. He is really strong there on the Vladimir. The ultimate does come through. A lot of bursts there. Ultimate also there from Dragon and Dusk, because now the ult comes down from Rumble. Is that going to turn it, though? So much shit coming on the Pazzi Guy. They're going to grab one. Fyro's going to be taking down the Ornn. It's now the Exhaust. It's going to be on the Nami. Gets the root. Gets the kill. Triple there for Fyro, I believe. And now they are firmly in the driver's seat. Rift Herald taken by Firebirds.
Yes,
2 advantages. And now also the bot tower going to be taken. That is tough.
And it was unfortunate. Green Runner put as much into that fight as he could. He thought that multiple members of Carthage were down to just a little bit of health, but there was just no support from anyone else because they were unfortunately already dead.
Yeah. It's a tough fight. I feel like they could be playing a lot better around Featherstorm, around Fyro's ult. Like, they're expecting to get a lot more damage off in this first, few seconds of the engagement than they are because he's just immuning all of it.
Yeah, absolutely.
So just maybe trying to poke around, maybe before the fight, try to engage on a Fyro and bait that out, and then do a secondary engage with Ornn maybe, or with the Paranoia or something else.
Just clearing a bit of vision here. Always a good thing to do.
Getting that Rift Herald is massive, though, because they already have 3 towers. That is so much gold. They're up, what, 4,500 now?
Approximately, yeah. They're
but that is a lot. He's going to be pulling away, going to be rocket belting away from danger. As he's doing his job, too. He's just going even. He's 10 farm up. He's having a good time.
He's living right now. We were a little nervous about the Vladimir pick, but I think just stay the course.
Yeah,
I think everything will be fine.
Yeah, the issue with the Vladimir pick is more about the fact that it is AP, and now you'll see a lot of these AP items will start coming online. You see the 2 Tenacity boots already taken. Next, I'm assuming that Dio's going to be grabbing the Maul Malmortius, so it's going to be a lot of magical shielding and just general resistances. And I think that Tilt is also probably going to go into the Force of Nature next as well. So it looks fine right now, but once you see these items start to come online for the Pioneers,
could turn.
It could turn, yep.
Alrighty, Hawk hiding in the bush here, possibly looking to engage. It's gonna be a 3v2 though.
Did have a good angle, but I think that they have some understanding that Tilted is not on the map right now. They do not have vision, so it could be anywhere. Oh, they did have vision over the wall actually, so good vision there from the Firebirds.
The power of vision.
It really is. I've really liked how they've been playing it out so far. I feel like they've kind of suffocated the jungle with vision.
Absolutely.
Really mitigated how much Dio can do with this early game.
In farm, but definitely not much to show for it.
Yep.
Only about one successful gank.
Turning that back around, he does a lot of damage. He is Sejuani. Fyro and Pac are both rotating. That'll be a solo kill for Pawsey Guy. Now looking to push a little bit more. I love how they're overloading this top side. Remember, they still have that Rift Herald, so they're going to be trying to push towards this tier 3, maybe even try to break the base here at 18 minutes. This tower should be gone. They should have enough damage. Now you see all the late rotations here from the Pioneers. Rift Herald will not charge right now, so it's going to be a little bit of time before it crashes. As now you see the 1v1 here on the bot side. Kind of surprising that Happy Spoiled has that 2-level lead, but Tilted's been roaming around so much that it makes sense. This is going to be really tough to hold. You have so much siege, so much good power here. As the Ornhorn comes through, they want this fight. Does get it on to Fyro. The ultimate will come through. Flashing away. Does get the root also, so just really good disengage there from the Firebirds as they're going to grab that bot tower. Now, though, Dio wants more. Green Runner gets that good ultimate. They're really choked out here. Fyro has a good position to do DPS, but what more? Really good ultimate there from Dragon Dust, but it didn't go through even. They killed him too quick. Now the Firebirds are kind of caught out. They're running away. 2 to claim now. 3, 4 for the Pioneers. That's exactly the fight they needed.
That is not the way I expected that fight to go. I saw the way that they were charging down the top lane, and I thought, oh, this is over. They're in the base, and it's, you know, Nexus is coming next. But I honestly,
you really gave up quick.
I did. I was like, this is it, man. Like,
oh my god.
I don't know. I thought it was it, but it wasn't. I honestly thought that the ult from the Nocturne was not going to be the choice there, and it was. I mean, it allowed him to engage, and then everyone followed up, and they were just able to pump out enough damage. And then it was a weird kite there from Fyro. He kind of kited away from the team.
He kind of had to, because the Rumble, I think the main X factor in that fight was Green Runner. Such a good flank there from the top side, laying that ultimate down, splitting Fyro up from the rest of his team, and kind of forcing him into that awkward position.
Yes, and they were, you know, able to take out a lot of that damage. And the funny thing was they didn't even focus on Fyro. They just focused the rest of the team.
Yeah, one thing to keep in mind, Moonfall is not available, but oh my god. Where did he go? Where did Orin go?
He popped like a balloon.
He popped. He is level 10. See, that's the downside. We didn't see the Firebirds really punish Tilted for all this roaming last game, but now we're really seeing at that level disadvantage. He's only level 10. He is a level up on the support, which is pretty much Pawsey Guy into everybody here. They do get the dragon. As now you see Happy Boys just kind of having some fun here. Paranoia will come out. Where will it be, though? All that DPS, all that healing. He is 1v3 in the bot side. It will not work out for him. But right side, the Firebirds do grab that dragon.
Yeah, I mean, 1 to 2. I mean, you stopped soul point.
Yeah.
Not soul yet, but I mean, a dragon's a dragon. You can't be upset about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Unfortunate. You go even there, but at least you get the dragon out of it.
Take a minute. Stopping that scaling there. Oh, Nocturne. The Nocturne build is... I don't like this next item. So he's going to be building into Death Stance here, which does give him some mitigation against magic damage. But there is one physical damage dealer on the side of the Firebirds. There's really no reason to build that Death Stance. You need to go those MR items.
Yeah, they have so much magic damage. It's just, you know, they kind of overload on them onto magic resist.
Yeah. And that's possible for him to do. Oh, Locket Nami is not something I've seen before either. That's very interesting. Usually you'll see the Mandate.
Mandate is the most common.
But maybe just feeling like a little bit more tankiness is a necessity in this game. We'll see.
It's interesting. I mean, do you really need to be that tanky? I don't know.
I think it could be good. It's just the healing and shielding bonus that you get with these other items is really nice for Nami especially.
Absolutely.
So I guess we'll see how it goes going into the game. I'm not going to judge it yet.
No, yeah.
You just pointing out it's not normal.
It's different. You know, it's different.
It's a little special. It's a little quirky.
She's
not like other Namis.
She's not like other Namis. It's a little fishy.
I like that one. Okay. This is a fishy Nami. Aren't they all?
Oh, we're having a good time.
We are. Love to see it. Love the homeboys from Carthage. From
Carroll. Carthage.
I forget sometimes, you know. Yeah, but you do see. I hate this Diana build. So this is a sinner Diana build right here. Going a tank item on Diana. Ugh. Similar to going a tank item on Yone. It's
you got the Sunfire. You're gonna. Yep.
Unironically, I think that going just the full burst build instead of this more like bulky DPS build would be better here for Dragon of Dusk. There's a lot of squishies on the side of the Pioneers. You have the Nocturne, you have Green Runner, you have the Rumble, you have the Misfortune, and I mean, these are all squishy characters. You can just burst down in an instant.
Absolutely.
So maybe try and take advantage of that more. Having understand, you don't really need to be too bulky. As long as you get that first engage off, that's all you really need. That's the only switch that really needs to be hit for the follow-up to come through.
They didn't even have time to contest Baron there. You could see that.
That's a good point, yeah.
There was too much damage coming out.
Yep. They have a really fast Baron take, though. I mean, you have the DPS from Fyro and from Dragon of Dusk, and then Happy Samoyed has the short cooldowns. Also, I just realized he hit the Rabbit on Spike. Vladimir has Rabbit on second item. He is really scary all of a sudden. So we'll see how he's able to perform in these team fights going forward.
Yeah, he's just got, oh my gosh, he's got so much magic damage.
Yeah. Yeah, a ton of magic damage here. It's ridiculous.
I mean, Dark Seal, Zorks, X deck.
Yeah, everything basically. I mean, he's got probably 20 some odd magic pen at this point too. So that's
he's gonna be a monster.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, the CS difference is the only place where the CS is positive for Carroll is in the jungle. Definitely a better look for the bot laner.
Ultimate does come through. They do find Skeetzer here. Will they have the burst? No. Ornhorn coming out. Oh, really good ultimate there from the Leona, but man, nothing much happened. Just kind of a trading of ults.
Yeah, not able to capitalize. The Ornhorn kind of being used defensively rather than offensively. You're not going to initiate into that. You're just going to allow your squishies to back up while, you know, Ram runs them over.
They do, that is true. They do have the numbers advantage here in the mid lane if they do opt to go with the ultimate here from Deodu.
I think that could be good. I don't know
if... nothing really far.
Now he knows, so...
I just don't think that they had the vision of the Firebirds to make that play there. But now, looking to just overload this mid lane and really suffocate them here. Maybe even go for a dive. Ultimate going to be used defensively here. Try to get that wave killed. Not quite going to get it, though. The main thing, they got that cannon minion. So that's the main source of damage here from the Baron buff. So overall, defensive ultimate has to be popped, but it's still a pretty good one.
A little bit of rough positioning here. 30 seconds on Drake. I don't know how willing they are to try to set up for that on the side of Carroll, but I don't know if it's even going to be possible if they want to. Might just have to kind of come in later.
Yeah, all these resets here coming through, just getting using their gold tempo. That's something that we've talked about so much this season. Making sure to use all the gold that you have. Don't have any gold sitting in your inventory before a big fight. So you have the maximum amount of stats possible. I think that's a really big thing that the Firebirds have gotten good at going from last season to this one. And it's been showing throughout these games so far.
I felt like somebody made the call and was like, we all need to back. And everyone just agreed. Nobody fought it. And they just...
Yeah, very good comms there. Now understand they also have that time that the Pioneers have to kind of clear that bot wave or the mid wave in order to make that play on the Dragon. Just very smart gameplay here from the Firebirds.
And Carroll on the back foot for this positioning for the Drake.
They are going to start it. They do have vision as of right now, but not anymore. They need to find some sort of ward or something to give Dio a chance into this backline, to give that Paranoia some sort of entrance here. Walking forward, though, they do have a really good combination of ultimates. 3 knockouts coming through and a really good rumble off. This could be the fight that they were looking for. They have so much damage mitigated. The pool stopped everything. This Vladimir is still alive. Dragon Dust putting out that damage. Really good ult combo to start a fight before we even go forward. I mean, this fight's basically over at this point, but really good ult combo there from Pac and Dragon of Dusk, immediately blowing up Green Runner and Dio. He's still going. Oh, he's still running at him.
Carroll tried to pump. They pumped 3 ults into that.
They did.
4 ults into that. I think the Nami wave might have been used as well.
It was a really good CC combo, but at the end of the day, they just couldn't find a kill on any important target. They couldn't focus out anybody in particular, and that's what cost them that fight.
I mean, you had damage coming out, but it was just sort of spread around instead of being focused, and so it's just unfortunate lack of anything.
Yeah. Oh, little side step there from Pazzi. I dodged that bubble.
Good. I did notice that. I mean, some inhibs taken here.
Yeah, looking for that bot lane too. I love how they're just systematically taking all of these towers. A little bit risky there from Pac having to flash away. They will have a counter engage though. Really good ultimate. Oh, the tick damage there from the rumble is devastating. Happy Smart's gonna die there.
Yep.
That is less than optimal. That is not what you're looking for. Happy Smart, what are you doing there?
I think that's like it's a cute little pick from Carroll, but I don't think it really gives you much.
No, that changes everything.
Really?
No.
No, I was like, I knew enough about this game that like.
No, you don't understand. That kill,
that's gonna turn the entire game.
It turns the entire game around. Rumble is giant now.
They're down almost. They're 9.5k gold down, and I mean, you just need a team fight that goes your way, and I thought it was going to be the last one with the way they were using the ults, but they, the Leona ult and the Xayah ult just made that just non-existent.
Exactly.
Right?
It's really hard to engage into a team in which 2 champions can just kind of be invincible for a second.
Yeah.
And playing around that is really tough. So The only real option for the Pioneers now is to get some picks and then try to force the Firebirds into a bad fight.
Absolutely.
And on the bright side, their team comp is good at that. Like, they have the Nocturne ultimate to catch out people who are overextended, but the Firebirds just been playing this so smart and so safe. I'm not sure if they'll be able to win that way.
It's the only laner that's evened up in level right now is Skeetzer, but that doesn't, you know, hold a candle to the fact that there's a lot of CS missing there. So I think that it's just in every way, shape, or form, Carroll's unfortunately on the back foot.
Yeah, and something I haven't really talked about or gotten to talk about so far is Skeetzer's quietly had a very good game so far.
Absolutely.
4-1-3, 191 CS is nothing to scoff at. Just very solid, quietly solid game there from the Misfortune in bot lane. Oh no. Oh no, they're all gonna engage. Green Runner's caught out, that's one. They're gonna look for more 5-man wave there.
That's
pretty crazy.
Pretty good if you still had your Rumble.
Yeah, pretty crazy there. But Rumble just not in the vicinity, and that's what they needed. They just needed that one pick, and now they're gonna go for that Baron.
Yeah, this Rumble has had less of an impact than I would have liked.
Yeah.
I mean, more impact on the D side of the KDA than anything else, unfortunately.
That is true. It's hard to argue with that as now. Carthage is going to look for their end, most likely. They've got the power spikes that they need. They have the Demonic Embrace on the Diana. They have Infinity Edge for Fyro. They've got Rabadons for Happy Samoyed. Most likely going to have that Zonia's as well in this reset. So they're exactly in the spot they want. They're just going to be looking to push towards this victory and end the game.
Of course, it's a very easy but smart back there. You know, you reset, you just took Baron. You know, there's no reason to run it down at this point.
Exactly.
Oh, we got Baron buff. Let's, you know, no.
Push right away, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't, you know, you're not worried about that minimal amount of time being the scaling difference that, you know, Carroll needs to turn it around.
Exactly.
It's going to be very scrappy no matter what, and might as well make the fight less optimal for them. You know,
more in your favor.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? There's no reason to play this game, to rush this game out. You are enough in the lead to where you can just kind of play this slowly and find the perfect opportunity to end the game and then do it without
well,
any.
Comps doesn't want to play that slow anyways. I mean, they're in a...
Oh no! No, run away! Run, get away, please! No. Flashing forward? Oh, you didn't need to do that to him. Fire's on a killing spree. How did the Nocturne get there?
I don't know. I think
trying to find the ultimate, the flank above all flanks. I think
he woke up like that. He's like, Ornn like carried him. He's like, here you go, buddy.
Oh, Ornhorn's coming through, but this is difficult. They're just being run over. They're just too bulky at this point. Flashing for Happy Smart getting so much damage off. This is a scaled Vladimir. Popping Skeetzer, looking for more. This will likely be the end. So much healing from this side too. They have the Baron buff. They don't have any Supermans on the bot side, but this is most likely going to be the end of the game for the Firebirds.
Yeah, there's two. There's Nexus turrets and Nexus left. Yeah. Somebody does something absolutely crazy.
They are kind of low though. That, if anything, the only issue is they don't have Skeetzer to really like. They don't have their main carry to stop that. And it looks like this is going to be the end of the game here. Eventually, maybe.
Soon,
it's still looking kind of close. It looks like, Happy Sport is going to go down. They do have a lot of damage. A lot of respawns coming through here, but there it is. GG.
GG.
Well played, Pioneers. I don't know if this is a best of 5.
There should be best of 3, right?
3, right? Best of 3. Okay, so best of 3. So GG.
GG, absolutely.
Well played, sir.
Yes, your team as well.
Game.
Just, I honestly better all three parts of the game. Mid game, late game, and early game were just dominated by Carthage, and it's just, you know, there's just nothing you could do after a certain point. The Vladimir had scaled way too far.
It was just a really tough game. Just the main issue, not finding, you're picking these early game champions is in the jungle position. You pick the Volibear, you pick the Nocturne. But I think the Firebirds were just able to play so safe and play around those two picks so well that they weren't able to find much value for going forward. As you can see, like 11,000 damage from the Nocturne. You want a little bit more. I mean, even Misfortune, you want to be putting your carries in a better chance to succeed.
And Carthage was just able to find picks that made it so that those early game champs on the side of Carroll couldn't do what they wanted to because they had to be helping their lanes out.
They're already set behind.
Exactly. Right. So it's just everything was just pushed way back into the deep late game for Carroll, and they just weren't able to play through that.
Exactly. That's exactly the spot that the Firebirds are looking for when you have the Vladimir, especially. Like any way that you can get past that 30-minute mark, you're in your sweet spot. That is exactly where you want to be sitting.
Yeah, scaling.
Indeed. So now I'm assuming we'll have a post-game interview. Post-game interview is going to be coming at you very soon. But we're going to take a short break, let the players mingle, talk about the game, and we'll see you then. Welcome back, Firebirds and Pioneers alike. After an exciting 3-game series, we have the 2 captains here. We've got Casper Chiji and Pak. How are you guys feeling after those games?
Pretty good.
Pretty fun LAN, would you guys say?
Oh yeah, for sure. For that being my first LAN, definitely a blast.
Me too.
Absolutely. What would you say the advantages of these types of events are as far as improving the team, etc.?
I think just the vibe overall. It's a lot more of like a competitive nature, like being able to actually like be there, rather than just being online.
Absolutely.
Most definitely. And I do also enjoy the aspect of, with it being Halloween, everyone's got some great costumes going on.
That's true.
So
I think
it's definitely very fun.
It's probably really fun to be able to like see the person that you actively want to destroy in the game, but also like afterwards be like, oh, let's be friends. Like, I mean, like,
good game. Yep.
Exactly. It's like, oh, I'm so competitive, but then it's like, I don't know. I feel like you guys all, you know, get along very well. So.
No, they're hated enemies.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, that's why we're sitting here.
Why we're here.
Exactly. All right. As far as the game itself, what was both of your game plans going in? I think it's a good thing to talk about. What was your game plan going in playing against us, and how were you looking to approach Carroll?
For us personally, we were just hoping to focus more on like team fighting and things like that, because our biggest like worry was y'all's ADC, which like was very evident.
Yeah.
But even then, like we were just focusing on like our team fight and like what we as our own champions were focusing on what to do during the game.
I think ours was sort of around the same. We, based on the draft, you guys picked a very dive heavy comp the first game, so we were like, we gotta be careful. We can't afford to die to this. And it was all just kill for the ADC, which I'm glad we were able to pull off. But it was
we noticed that your comp was like very team fight heavy, and the second draft we had commented on like much more cohesive than the first one, and it was more team compy. That's a phrase I'm using.
More team compy. I'm using that from now. I'll be sitting here. I'll be like, man, this team comp is looking real compy. It's looking good.
I'm very good at my job.
So going from the first game to the second game, obviously some adjustments need to happen. There are a little bit of some mid-game hiccups. I feel like you guys got off to a really good start in that early game. So how do you guys adjust going into the second game? What did you try to change?
Honestly, just like our mental in general.
That's fair. It's,
because after like whenever we lose, it's more of like okay guys, like it's the next game. Like we'll just focus on the next game. It's fine. And we really focus on that draft and like going into the draft and like actually knowing what we're doing and what we're doing with that specific comp. And the sort of things that we're looking out for. Like with the Zeri that y'all's ADC was playing, it was like we can't get her. So we need to do something and make sure that she doesn't get on Zeri again, so that we can lock down your ADC and like try to actually be in the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's exactly, you're absolutely right. Like you need to find, especially with Zeri, it's really tough to play like enchanters into Zeri for that exact reason, just because she's moving around a million miles an hour. I mean, I really liked the adaptations that you guys made going into the second game. I feel like the Misfortune was a really good pick there. I feel like, although maybe a little bit more like bot side pressure with the Nocturne, it's just very tough because I feel like the vision was very good by both sides. So very good games, fun games to watch.
Absolutely, I enjoyed watching. Yeah,
absolutely. Any other further?
No, you brought up mental, and I think that's a really good point. I think that speaks to the LAN event, because I think it's really easy when you're sitting at your own computer, nobody's there, and it's like, oh, okay, go next game, it's fine. But when you're seeing, your opponents like being very excited that they just beat you, it's harder on the mental.
But I also think that it being in person, it's like being able to go and shake their hands and be like, oh, GGs. It's like it kind of takes the edge off, and it's like,
when people can also come cheer for you, and it's like I can build up your mental. So I think it's kind of a balance,
Absolutely. So yeah, all in all, success, fun LAN event, everybody. Fun LAN event. Okay, good to hear. Sure. I think this is a really beneficial thing. I think both teams had some good learning opportunities. Absolutely. I think going forward, looking to do this more is certainly a good idea. But as always, any shout outs here for all three of you? Any shout outs?
Oh, my mom.
Shout out, mom.
There's mom's Twitch. She might be. She might not be. But...
That's great. I feel like streams.
No.
I feel like
so she can watch us.
Oh, okay, that's awesome.
I feel like I'm required to shout out the Overwatch team because we were also here.
Shout out to Tegan. I don't know if you're watching, but we miss you.
We miss Tegan. I love that guy.
Anyway,
we miss you. We all miss you. We miss you. We miss you. Come back. All right. Good LAN event. Happy to see you guys.
It was great.
Fantastic to have you once again. But until next time, I believe we've got League of Legends on Wednesday as usual. Do we know any other scheduled thing? Monday? No, nothing else. But there will. We can guarantee you that there will be more Carthage esports this week.
Would you like to plug your stream?
Yeah, Carroll will be streaming starting again on Monday. I don't believe there's anything tomorrow, but on Monday,
Tomorrow's Monday.
I know.
Tomorrow, which is Monday.
Tomorrow, which is Monday. Yeah. We should have something. I don't know what's on Monday. It's Valorant. Valorant's on Monday. League is no, not on Tuesday. Smash is on Tuesday.
Okay.
I know what I'm doing. Wednesday is a break, right?
Yeah, bye week for us.
And then Thursday is Overwatch, and then Friday is a bunch of stuff. So
Yep.
Sweet. And then what's that link?
Twitch.tv/Carroll University, I believe, right? Yep.
All right. Well, check them out. Great to have them once again, and we will see you next time for some more Carthage esports.